We are Mike and Jeannie, and we restore old houses. In 2021, we moved to South Carolina and bought a 120-year-old Victorian house. Follow along as we put the polish back on this Victorian masterpiece.
Welcome back to 1834 Restoration House.
We're standing outside next to the air conditioner. This big old Victorian house has air conditioning on the downstairs, but it doesn't have any upstairs. And so we're working towards the goal of trying to put a system in up there. But before we can do that, we have to make a few modifications to the existing system. Now, a few episodes ago, we built these boxes right here, and these needs to go under the house and be installed. So let me just stand aside for a second. Oh, by the way, we were kind of joking around about polishing the electrical panel.
Oh, yes.
With wax.
Uh-huh.
I was reading the manual for this air conditioning unit, and it says in there, you should go out occasionally and polish it with wax. I'm not kidding. It really does say that. Anyhow,
how funny.
So let me stand aside here. Now, what we have to do is on the back side here, we have two flex ducts that attach to this unit. And I need to go under there and pull those flex ducts away. And I need to mount these two boxes here that we fabricated a couple of episodes back. Mm-hmm. We fabricated these from scratch. I still think they look really nice. It's too bad they're going to be hidden from view. But we do need to go into there and put those on. And that is what's going to bring the air from the unit through the foundation wall and under the house. From there, we'll attach some more ducting. But it all starts here. All right, Jeannie and I are going under the house. We're going to be recording on the smartphone, so the quality won't be quite as good as usual, but that's about all we can do given the circumstances. So here we go. I got my light. I'm going in. Welcome to the labyrinth underneath the 1834 Restoration House. Well, you can see there's all kinds of stuff here. Yesterday, there was a big flex duct that went right through here and hooked onto our furnace, which is here. I have a bag covering it up to keep it dry and keep it from getting dirty. This other duct, we're going to take off right now because it's also in the way. Once this duct is out of here, I'll be able to go through there, which is really the goal of this whole exercise. But first, let's see what we've got going on. So it feels like there's a collar, a flex transition, and this feels like metal duct, which is not what I was expecting to see here. I thought it was flex like the other one. That is very interesting. Well, let's start by taking this apart. Yeah, there's definitely metal ducting inside there. Looks like some printers have been nesting back in here too. For the last few weeks I've been talking about this impenetrable wall of ducting that I can't get through. And this is what I'm talking about right here. The way to get back to where the chimney is, where I have to do my work, is back behind here. I can't get through this, and I most certainly can't get through this. So this whole bypass that we're talking about is going to take care of this problem and raise this ducting up so that I can scoot through there. I want to show you something real quick. We had an animal get in here and build a nest, and it was actually chewing the insulation out of here. Now luckily, it chose the one that had a metal duct instead of the flex duct because they can't hurt this. But the flex duct, they can just chew right through it, and they can be inside your ducts and inside your house real quick. I've said before in previous videos that you never want to use duct tape on a duct because that's not what it's made for. I know it sounds like it is, but it's not. And this is what happens when you put duct tape on a duct. See, it basically just kind of disintegrates, falls apart. The stuff is not made for ducts, people. The fact that this is a metal duct is kind of a good news, bad news scenario. Metal ducts are much better than flex ducts. The problem is, for building this bypass, I was counting on these ducts being flexible. Well, the other one I pulled off is. which means I can just swing it back out of the way and then hook it right back on to our new section. This one here is not going to be so easy because I have to disconnect it from the furnace, and then I'm going to have to disconnect it right here, take it apart, flip it over, put it back together, and then send the air in that direction. And then I'll have to reconnect it with flex duct, which I may or may not have enough of. I'm hoping that I have enough excess on the other one that I just moved over there that I can cut some of that off and attach it here, and so we don't have to go buy anything. But I'm going to start by removing this duct tape, which is not made for ducts. Look at that. That stuff has no strength and it just disintegrates over time. There's really nothing keeping these ducts together and keeping the air from leaking out. And that's what mastic tape is for. If you look up here, I don't know if you can see this very well in the darkness, but this is mastic tape, and that's what's made for ducts. Okay, there's no screws underneath, which I kind of expected because you can't really get a tool under there. I cannot get this drill here, so I'm going to have to resort to a hand tool for that one. Well, we have the smallest ordinary 1/4-inch wrench I could find, so we can try that. Luckily, these screws aren't in there too tight. Yeah, that came out real nice. Okay, that takes care of this side. Now I have to get up there and see if there's anything around the back. Yeah, there are a couple back here, so I'm just reaching back blindly, trying to get these screws out, hoping I don't drop the tool in the darkness. All right, let's see if we can get this to come apart now. All right. Okay. I'm looking inside. It's fairly clean, considering. But all the ducts under here so far that I've looked at, they leak really bad because they didn't use mastic. I'm not sure what's going on down on that end, but this whole thing moves very freely. It doesn't feel like it's really anchored to anything, so I'm kind of wondering if we have an open duct down there. But I have to get, I'm not sure if you can see this very well, but I need to get this section here separated from this section. And as far as I can tell, they're not screwed together, but yet they don't want to come apart. Well, I could figure maybe some glue got down inside there. Oh, yes, there we go. Oh, there we go. Here it comes. Here it comes. It's coming apart, I think. Oh, wait a minute. I just found a screw, one that I missed. Let's take that out real quick. That will probably make all the difference. Well, it wants to come apart. Something's still holding on there. I don't feel any screws back there. Oh, there's one. How in the world did I miss those? There we go. Set that one aside for now. There's a little bit of dirt there. Let's take a look inside here. What do we got? fairly clean, you know.
Take the camera and show them.
Yeah, let's take a look here. You know, they have these commercials about how you have to have your ducts cleaned, and they show them just absolutely caked with horrible stuff. But take a look at this. There is nothing wrong with that duct. That thing is super clean. Yeah, I don't know how long this will be open. It could be hours or days. Depends on how things go. But I need to make sure that stuff stays out of there, so I'm going to go ahead and just cover it up with a garbage bag. Now, this whole section here needs to come out permanently. All right, check this out. So I've got a piece of metal ducting attached to some flex. Look what happens when you pull on it. It just gets to be longer and longer. I want to show you how flimsy this stuff is. Can you see my hand through it? All it is thin plastic. Well, let me show you what flex duct is. It's thin plastic with a wire to help it hold its shape. And then you got a layer of insulation here, and then on the outside is this thin plastic with a metallized coating on it. That's it. That's all flex ducting is. So if you're in an area that you could have animals getting your attics or under your house, they can actually chew right through that. So for certain applications, it's actually better to use metal ducting because they can't get through that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just start dismantling this whole thing. This is held on with mastic tape. You see the difference between mastic tape and duct tape. So this is a silver coating, and it has a sticky mastic on the back. The stuff does not deteriorate, and it does stick better. You have to really work to get it off. Okay, there's that piece. Take that out. Now, I have blocked my light, so I'm going to pass this over to Jeannie.
One moment, folks.
Sure.
Yeah, it is. We're back.
I think I'm going to go ahead and cut the access off of here so that I can get back in, because it's just too much of it to deal with all at once. See how easy it is to cut through flex duct? Just like that. See? Flex duct has no strength. An animal could shred that in just a matter of minutes. I'm just giving it a general look over to see what condition it's in. The coil looks pretty good. There's no evidence that anything's been living in there, but the coil is dented. Something impacted it, and I don't know if that was a careless installer or what, but there's no evidence that anything has ever been inside there that shouldn't be. So, well, now that the duct is open, we can see back there for the first time ever. It goes quite a ways back in there. Let me lift the light up so we can see better. Yeah, it's pretty dark and scary back there, but right there you can see the chimney in the foreground. That's where I need to go so that I can run the utilities for the new furnace up in the attic. I'm trying to disassemble things in pieces because I don't know how to get it out of here otherwise because it's so crammed in there. So the next thing I'm going to do is take off this insulation layer and get that out of there, because I need to take this piece here and I need to take it off the furnace. So let's start here. Just cut through the insulation layer. I got a brick that's hanging down here and it's pushing against this, and this entire brick has to come off of here so that I can put things back together properly. We're back topside now. As you can see, it's starting to look a little bit ghetto around here. We've got lumber piles, we've got pieces of ducting, small ducting, big ducting. We've got trash bags, a whole bunch of
debris.
whole bunch of ducts under there. That's all mostly stuff we pulled out from under the house. What you don't see though is there was a ton of rubble, just bricks and rocks and stuff that had been just kind of pushed in.
And the insulation around the pipes.
Yeah, and there was
Pipes.
also...
Are they not pipes, are they?
Huh?
Ductwork.
Ductwork, yeah.
And the insulation around the ductwork.
Right, insulation. We also found out that something, I don't know if it was a squirrel, a mouse, or what, has been getting in there. And it made a big nest about this big, and it was just packed down tight. So I had to go under there with a respirator and gloves and take that all out. So our trash can's full, and I think there's a dump run in our future. But
Probably.
Anyway, this girl here, she went under the house and filmed for you guys. So
Yes, and that was awful, but it was worth it for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Definitely worth it for
Yeah,
you
well,
guys.
thank you for that. I appreciate it, because otherwise I can't film myself when I'm under there.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that work anyway, much less film.
Yeah. Well, what is next is, in our next episode, we're going to go ahead and start installing some of that ductwork that we've been building, because now everything is out of the way, it's clear, and we can start building.
Nice.
We can put that thing together.
Baby steps. We're getting closer.
Yes, we are. Sometimes it takes a long time to get this stuff done just because there's so much detail work, or things get in the way, or complications. There's always complications with these old houses.
Yes.
Those of you who have these old houses, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. But we have all these pieces and parts we've built. Now that everything is clear, we can get back under there and start putting things back together. But we took the ducting that's existing, and I covered it up with garbage bags on both ends, the disconnected ends, just to make sure that dirt, spiders and whatnot doesn't get down inside there. That was hard work.
I bet it was.
It was really hard work.
It was not easy filming
ugh.
it, much less doing it. It looked really difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, we both hate going under the house. I think she hates it more than I do to a
yes.
certain degree, but neither one of us enjoys it.
Right.
I think our next house will definitely have a basement.
Lord willing.
Yeah.
That is so important.
We need a basement. We need a radiator boiler system
And a workshop.
and a workshop.
Because I would like my dining room back.
Those are the 3 criteria for our next house.
In the future.
Yep.
We're
In the
not ready
future.
to sell or anything right now, so
No. But right now, we're just here enjoying
enjoying this one.
this beautiful South Carolina day. I keep smelling cedar over here.
It's beautiful.
It just
Smells
smells so good. Yep. Well, I think that's about it for this episode.
Sure is. Thank you for watching 1834 Restoration House. If you want to see the rest of this, please like, share, and subscribe.
Definitely subscribe.
And hit the bell notification so it tells you when we have another video.